Hello, everyone. My name is the Angry Video Game Nerd, and today we're playing some Simon's Quest. And I'm also have my friend Fleskhjerta is here.
Hi, it me.
Yeah,
I'll
eh,
be streaming Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest as well.
yep. He's the guy without the glasses, and I'm the Angry Video Game Nerd.
And I see in chat in Yukitoy saying Simon Belmont's Quest in Quelmont. Anyways, hey everyone. Hey Dukes, how's you doing?
Hello, Ukes. How is it going? Well,
Oh boy, Castlevania 2. Oh, I've been looking forward to this one.
yep, I can tell. You're gonna complete this one, and I'll try my best to play. Even though I really suck at Castlevania, I'm actually basically a beginner.
I mean, that's fair. However, again, here's the thing with a lot of these games is the fact that sure you may suck at them, but like at the same time, first time for everyone, sort of deal.
Yep,
Besides, I am still yet to properly play through I'm still yet to get to any of the castles in this game. That's
that's
the thing. I am not gone far into Castlevania 2, so I want to play through it proper.
that's fair.
That's fair. I will also say one thing though for this one. I am allowing both me and Martina to use walkthroughs if we get kind of lost or stuck.
Yep.
I will allow that one, if we do. However, on my end, I should not need to because I did take, just like Gormon too, I did take a couple of notes, albeit it is just a very simple map. A very, very simple and hard to read map. I mean, I have a feeling I won't understand my own notes.
Oh boy. Well,
So that'll be fun. However, I do have a decent idea of how to go about it. Also, Yukitoy also saying, aka Castlevania the Fetch Quest. That is also true because you want to know the story of this game, Martini?
what is the story?
All right, so here's the lore for you and your viewers on YouTube. So basically, at the end of the first Castlevania, Simon Belmont, vanquishes, Dracula, but not before taking a wound, afterwards, which what he found out later is has a curse and attached to it, meaning that at a certain point, this curse will just fucking kill him. So in order to rid himself of the curse, he needs to A, revive Dracula, and then B, kill him again
Oh boy.
right afterwards. So that is the story of what's going on. You are tasked to bring Dracula back to life by collecting all various different body parts of Dracula that was left behind after he was killed. Bring them back, revive him, slay him.
Yep. Get rid of the curse.
So another thing I can also bring up about this game in particular is that this is one of the like earlier Metroidvania games. In fact, this is the game that influenced the big influencer of the modern Metroidvania, Symphony of the Night. This is the game that they borrowed a lot of things from for that one. So meaning this is one of the earliest Metroidvanias, only beaten by a good few other games. Most notably the original Metroid.
Hmm. Original
So,
Metroid.
yes. So basically, this is, for all intents and purposes, a Metroidvania. In fact, my map here, my notes, does very much resemble a Metroidvania map.
Hmm.
So, I got that. This game got that going on. However, It is not the earliest Metroidvania. In fact, it's not even the earliest one from Konami. You want to know a game I do believe came out earlier than this one that and is A, also Metroidvania, and B, beat this one like earlier. Want to know which one?
Gorman.
I will fact I will fact check that really quickly too, just to be extra sure. So allow me just pull up the Googles. Um,
Wait, we have beaten
say
that game?
say again.
We have beaten that game before, or what you're saying?
We have not beaten that one. There is a Metroidvania that from Konami that they made before this one that count as a Metroidvania. Can you guess which one?
Konami.
I will give one hint. AVGN has also made a thing about that game.
Hmm.
Can you guess?
Milo's Secret Castle? I don't know.
That is not Konami. That is Hudson.
Hudson. Have no clue.
I will say it. It is Goonies 2.
Ah, Goonies too, of course.
Goonies 2 came out a year before Castlevania 2. So, that is an earlier Metroidvania. And the funny thing is, that game has a map. This one doesn't.
Nope.
That's the funny part.
Yep.
You want to know something else kind of funny? This is not even the first Metroidvania within the Castlevania series, albeit it is it is very loose on that end. You wanna have another kind of earlier Metroidvania that isn't Simon's Quest? Play the Castlevania one, version on MSX. Because that one, albeit it is still a level by level structure, however, each level is sort of like a mini Metroidvania with you essentially having to explore an entire area for just a key that lets you advance to the boss. Beat the boss, you go to the next level,
Hmm.
which is sort of Metroidvania coded, except not entirely because you have no incentive to backtrack. But you could draw some connections there to what we call a Metroidvania today, which is just one giant level where you're supposed to advance forward and get yourself upgraded with various things you find, and then you may end up seeing some paths that you cannot take until you get the right skill that lets you advance to that path.
Basically like Metroid.
Yes, like Metroid. Hence why it's called a Metroidvania, because people have a really good naming conventions. Souls-like, Metroidvanias, roguelikes.
Yep.
This game here, it is sort of like Rogue because it is an RPG, and every time you fucking die, you have to start all the way over, and it's randomized, so it is like a Rogue.
Yeah. The only Metroidvania I've beaten, I think, is Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. That's a Metroidvania.
Oh yeah, that one count. That one count as one.
Very good game.
I do like the Metroidvanias, but I usually have a hard time sticking, with one because of just the nature of them overall. For instance, I have a long time before tried to play through Super Metroid, and you wanna know the funniest thing? I got lost right as soon as I got to Sebes.
Oh, okay.
I could not figure out how to even get a first upgrade.
Oh, that's interesting. I've played a little bit further than that.
I
From my
now
from my
go on.
experience, Super Metroid, I think that's a very fantastic game. I haven't completed that one yet. It's been quite a while. I've played it on the Wii U Virtual Console,
Mm,
so that's my experience.
fair enough. I have a feeling that, we may end up playing through that one at some point, and I'm
Yeah.
fairly certain whenever we do, a certain someone is probably going to be very happy.
Yep. I think we'll do Super Metroid or like Metroid basically. I think we will do these games in a at some point.
At some point, indeed, because
These are good games.
I'll be honest, like, Super Metroid, absolutely go the game. Even though, like, I'm still yet to, like, properly get into Metroid, because, like, that is a franchise that I'm, like, I sort of like, also, like, at the same time have this, like, sort of thing of I can't get too deep into it for some reason. And I don't know why.
Yeah. It's a
So,
lot.
anyways, now on to Simon's quiz. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready to have a curse.
Alright, I'll press start, and it's time to get started.
There's a password.
Yes, that
Nope.
is how you, continue. Also, I won't be using save states much, but I won't put one at the very start. Like so. Alright, now we get started. I'll just do this, first. Just don't mind me really quickly. A little more. There we go. Perfect.
You're doing glitches?
Yup.
Okay. I see
Okay,
what
that
you're
did not
doing.
go well. I forgot, sort of how to do that one thing.
Okay, I'm getting my ass kicked.
I think this is a bad idea. However, I'm sure this is fine. Right, now I'm leaving.
I am dead.
Alright, this is fine. So, I died twice. However, I have a strategy. And that strategy is simply I want to farm up a bunch of hearts early on. Hence why I took that path and, died twice there. Now, I will probably take a quick game over afterwards. Something to note, whenever you see any sort of NPC that is gray walking around the town, it is probably someone's trying to, who wants to sell you something. I will give you a little hint. You see this white crystal here? You
Yep.
wanna buy it. You wanna buy it. It is practically
What a
mandatory.
horrible night to have a curse. Okay.
What a horrible night to have a curse. Alright, time to farm here for a bit now.
At least I have turbo on my
At
controller.
least I have that.
So I just have to hold the button. Well,
Fortunately, zombies are a little easier to, kinda, kill. Also, for that one glitch I did earlier, how you do that one is that, you basically need to get to a very precise, quote-unquote, sub-pixel to pull that one off, which is, the moment you start the game, what you can do is basically jump up that ledge, then jump off it, jump up it again, and then, carefully inch forward, and you will fall through the first floor. Which is how you get to the left side really quickly, which, is a... You're not meant to go there yet, because it is dangerous. However, it's a good place to farm for hearts. That's the one thing I did look up, how to do on this one before the stream, because, I wanted to show off that glitch.
that's fair. Yeah, these zombies are like Fisher Price levels of easy.
Yeah, they are. And now we just farm for a bit.
Farming.
Oh yeah. One more thing I can also mention here. So if you want like an easy way to reset your sub pixels to pull up that glitch, just walk down and up the stairs, and you should be good to like retry it. Like so. So yeah, on the first sound, one thing I do remember for sure from like content I've watched in the past of this game, which I've seen a lot of things about this game, but never played it myself. One thing you wanna do in the first sound, you wanna first buy the white crystal and B, buy the holy water.
Okay.
You can also get the thorn whip, which is entirely optional, but you're better off saving, saving up for the next whip upgrade instead.
Okay. The morning sun has vanquished the horrible night. Okay,
the morning sun has vanquished the horrible night.
Okay, we have survived the... Okay, now I have to find the lady.
Right. Holy water is like right in here, in this house.
Okay, I found the lady.
Want to buy holy water? Yes. Do gimme.
Okay. I got the crystal ball.
Alright. Got the holy water.
Want to buy holy water?
I do believe this. The church right up here and heals you. Rest here for a while. Yep, that's a full heal. Nice.
Yeah, let's go to church.
And now we just head straight to the right. Until we get to the next town.
Okay.
That's it.
I'm also watching your footage a bit, so...
That's fair.
And we're gonna go... Okay, so far so good.
Oh, a level up. Hey.
It's a fairy!
And yes, we have levels.
That fucked up my voice.
You should not have done that.
Oh, furry attack!
What are you saying?
He attacked me.
In this one... Okay, I see. So you do want to take the lower one. Aha!
Oh, that's a merman.
Do you want to take the lower one? I'm not... Maybe. No, this one doesn't matter.
Oh.
I'm just down.
Well, got the game over.
Game over already?
Yeah, I've died twice.
Oh. Was it to water?
Yep. Yeah, it was like a
Aye.
merman blocking.
First down. An empty room, huh? Thought so. What do you have in here? Want to buy a dagger? I don't think the dagger's that good. I will say no. But you can buy a dagger if you wish. Turn right for Dobby's path, left for the Invera's woods. Thanks. Church. Rest here for a while. Why, thank you. Hey. I forgot if there's anything worthwhile in here. Aha! Might be something worthwhile in here. Hey, what you got here for me? Purchase a chain whip. This is the one we want. I don't have enough. Well, damn it. Oh, yes, I'm going here later. I guess I could do the first dungeon then. Which is, you know, before you, like, you know, which is, you know, taking the upper path rather than lower path. Over here. So time to go back. Well, that was worthwhile. The fortunate part about this game and, you know, game overs is the fact that, you know, devs are not the worst thing ever, because all it does is just sort of, like, you know, sets your, like, you know, like, heart count to 0. Meaning, if you were, you know, saving up something to buy, then, you know, well, that sucks. But, you know, could be worse. Well, these boys are stronger now. Oh. Well, here's the first dungeon.
Good luck.
And because I bought that that white crystal and also remembered to equip it, you can see this blue platform, which, you know, without the white crystal, it would be invisible. So how are you holding up?
I'm in the forest area with the merman and the skeletons.
Right.
So, okay, that's a jump I have to make.
Right, that jump's not too bad. However,
Okay, that's a dungeon.
yup. That's the first dungeon. The same one I'm tackling.
Where's the town?
There should be a lower path earlier that you can, like, you know, go down and visit.
Okay.
Let's see.
A lower path, okay.
Yeah, there should be a lower path, you know, that you can just take if you want to go to town instead. Right. Cool. Well, I got messed up. That's a game over. Oh, well, that could be worse, because it just restarts me right on the spot. However, I lose all my hearts. Which isn't too bad, all things considered.
What a horrible night to have a curse.
You wanna know why devs are not that bad? Because all you lose is just a bunch of, like, you know, like, all your hearts. Which, you know, on one end, that does suck. But that's the only penalty. Plus, in dungeons, here's the funny part. Time does not advance in dungeons.
Oh, that's actually... Okay, these
So you want to know one thing you can do. So if time does not advance in dungeons, what does that mean what you could do then?
Grind.
Yes, dungeons are a perfect grinding spot.
Okay.
Meaning game overs in dungeons are not that bad. Hey, a book! A symbol of evil will appear when you strike the stake. What?
Stake.
What? Martini, look at my end and look at, the word appear.
A symbol of evil will appear when you strike a stake. Yeah. Spelling error.
Good info, I guess. Funny, isn't it? Anyways. Shout out to his 1980s localization teams. They tried. They tried. They most definitely tried. But try wasn't good enough.
This is a low-key, also kind of a good low-key grinding spot. The second tone.
Right.
With the turbo button, I just have to hold the turbo button and I just keep whacking them.
That's good.
The morning sun has vanquished the horrible night. Well, first things first, let me just pray to Jeebus. Hello, hello.
Off we go. Alright, there we go.
Okay, so what do you actually recommend to buy in town?
If you can afford a chain whip, buy that one.
Okay, anything else?
The dagger is optional, but you can grab that one if you wish. Oh, a funny skeleton, aren't you? Very funny, aren't you? I know what the hell they're doing there.
Oh, that was stupid.
Invisible walls, floor there? No, none. Okay, we good. First dungeon, immediately you get taught there are invisible floors.
There aren't any shops in this town. Maybe I went through the wrong town.
Here's the hint about the shops. They are shops, however, they are hidden behind the floor and wall. Try using holy water on both the wall and floors.
Wall and floors, okay. Holy water.
Invest in an oak stake? Yes. I will. Actually, let me not equip the oak stake right away. probably a good idea.
And how do you use holy water or like equip?
Alright, so press start and then like scroll down up until you're able to like select your thing.
Yep.
Alright, now assuming you have the bottle selected, all you need to do is just press start again, hold up, and then press attack.
Ah, okay, hold up. Yeah, that's what I need to know.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, the walls and there's only like are there any walls in this town?
If there are no walls, then just try throwing it on the floor. Ow. You lot first. Okay, there's the thing. Well, that sucked.
Ah, in this house. Okay.
Yep.
Will you buy the dagger? No.
You will not buy the dagger.
What do you recommend to buy again?
The chain whip if you are able to.
Okay. Okay, now we have knowledge. And that is the most important thing.
Yes, it is. Oh. Here we go again, boys. Not there.
It has a floor.
I'm gonna be here for a bit, aren't I? Right, starting from this spot.
Purchase a chain whip. I'm too poor.
Something tells me that I'm gonna be here for a while.
So if you got the game over, you lose all your hearts, right?
Yep,
Okay.
all of them. Which, on one end, that does kind of suck, but, it could be worse. In dungeons, it's not too bad because, well, you can just grind them back up easily.
Okay. So you don't have the chain whip, right?
I do not at the moment.
Okay.
Even though it probably would help.
Maybe I will grind for the chain whip. Take it a bit more slow.
Mm-hmm.
Just grinding out some enemies.
That's fair. One thing to do note, though, which is the fact that the ending of the game is entirely dependent on how long you take to beat the game.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. So my goal is to basically get anything but the worst ending. That's my goal.
Okay, maybe I'll do the dungeon then.
Right. Okay. This one is safe, meaning I can just jump across. Perfect. Cool. I see that this game is gonna be a fun one. Also, I could just taken the lower path all along. Couldn't I? Hey, wait a moment. Didn't I not come from here?
What do you use
Yeah,
the
it
orb?
looks...
What do you use the orb?
It is just an accessory. You don't use it.
Okay.
You only equip it.
So automatically equip, right?
Not automatically. You have to equip it yourself. Which, all you need to do is make sure that there's an arrow above it.
Okay.
If there is one, then you're good. So, yeah, there you go. Those guys are kinda rough. Okay, I'm right here. I know where this is now. You can get over here. Good. Man, if you would fall down in that one invincible floor, then that is a big trek back. This game is evil. And this is the first dungeon too. What am I looking at? 44 hearts. Alright. Could be worse. Hey, can't I just no, that won't work. Oh. Okay. Pile. Can't I just do something like this and then somehow get back up? No. Okay. Understood. Here we go again, boys. Here we go again. Warning, explosive bones. True. Freaking gargoyles. Alright, this place is doable with the base whip. Definitely doable, albeit, The only real annoyance is like the invisible floor in that one spot, which, you know, normally you can just, you know, kinda... Hang on. There we go. There we go. Normally you can just, you know, either A, check where the skeletons are walking so that you know what is safe.
I got
just spam a bunch of holy water.
I got the book.
You got the book?
Yep.
The book is just optional, you know, like you know, hints.
Slimy dudes. Oh, I got slimed.
Right, back down. And down I go again. Okay, this is his spot again. Alright, which one of these are... This one is safe. Right, we're good. We are so back. And there's the orb. When you see an orb, that is an orb containing one of the parts of Dracula. You know what that means? Pull out that oak stake and toss it right after orb.
Oh, where do you find the oak stake?
Did you see a lady walking around somewhere in the dungeon? Speak to her. She sells one for 50 hearts.
In the dungeon, okay.
Yep. You now process Dracula's rib.
Well, I'm actually gonna go back to town.
Okay. You now process Dracula's rib.
Yep.
Process.
Process. Just process this, boys.
Do you see how it's spelled martini? Are you seeing this?
Yeah. The spelling, man.
The misspelling. You wanna know one trick you can do in this game? So, if the oak stake is in a spot that is, you know, off the beaten path towards the orb, you could just buy the, like, you know, oak stake from, like, you know, like a prior dungeon and take it with you. Do note that, you know, when you use the oak stake, it is, like, you know, like a one-use item, meaning once you use it, it's gone. So, make sure you don't miss or use it accidentally.
Otherwise, you're screwed.
Yes.
But you can buy more oak stakes, right?
Yes, you can. You can definitely buy more.
You can basically farm and get another one.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, and also, we just got Dracula's rib, which, you know, for some reason is a shield when you have it equipped.
Well, my whip has been upgraded. Yeah, I don't really care if I got the worst ending. I'm a shit gamer anyway.
That's fair.
But I'm not even planning to complete this one. It's just trying this game out, you know.
That's fair.
Because this game has got a bad reputation because of you know, the angry video game nerd. And you know what?
Yep.
We entertained the idea doing this one.
Which is fair. But I will carefully grind a little bit here so I can afford to shame whip you later. I said carefully grind.
Man, the chain whip is
Hopefully-
actually good. Like, it one-shots things.
Yep, it is much stronger, and I do believe have further reach. So it is really good. I'm living life very dangerously at the moment.
1 HP hero.
Yep. I like my, situation at the moment. I need like 150 hearts for the chain whip. Get over here, you. Not a fan of that. No, siree. Step forward, you coward. Thank you. Right. More hearts. Good. Perfect. Now I just have to make it back alive. Which, easier said than done. Alright. Right, it's nighttime too.
Yep.
Oh boy.
That's gonna complicate things.
Uh-oh. Nope. You know what? Maybe I can take a different path towards, the second town again, but, just walking by the first dungeon.
Man, I'm stacking up some hearts. I can actually basically buy the knife.
Nice.
I think I'm gonna do that.
Well, that sucked.
The morning sun has vanquished the horrible night.
So much for that plan.
You died?
I mean, yep. Let me go back in here and farm some more then.
Hello. Yeah, I'm just using save states because I'm shit gamer. I'm also the angry video game nerd. I tend to get angry and say this game is like pee pee poo poo diarrhea coming from dogs, pee pee. That's gonna be a martini purge.
Alright, maybe I can just farm up this gargoyle here. Even though they kind of suck.
But yeah, so far, I don't know. This game isn't as shitty as AGVN claims.
I mean, yeah, it is. That's the thing about this game. It's actually not that bad. It's just that compared to the first one, a lot of people think it's a massive step down, which, granted that there's some truth in that, but, it's fine outside of that.
It's a more cryptic, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but maybe I enjoyed this more than the first one. That may be a bit sacrilege, though. Low key. I mean, this game is different, so...
I mean, yeah, it is very much different. I think I know the reason why, and that's because you are allowed to just kind of, grind this one. And, you can just sort of go about it in your own way.
Yeah. Which I tend to like. Having different strats! Okay.
You died it.
Yeah, water.
Go figures. 58.
Yeah, the
You wanna know
platforming
something?
is a bit on the awkward side.
You wanna know the funny thing of, like, you know, something I don't even think the manual will teach you about, but, you know, it's actually sort of the truth here. You jump slightly higher if you whip, like, you know, right after you jump. You go a little bit higher.
Okay.
So you want to do, like, you know, like, essentially, like, you know, just whip right after jumping and you go a little bit higher. Which helps a lot with platforming. And I do mean a lot.
Okay, I have to check down. Oh!
Alright. Almost back up. Okay, got messed up there. 2 lines, so that this is fine. Everything is fine. I can just sit there a bit longer. So, you know, despite, you know, oh yeah, one more thing I can also mention, you know, so while Simon Belmont is, you know, like, you know, the, you know, acclaimed, you know, Vampire Slayer, he still drowns in water easily.
What a pussy.
It does make a lot more sense if you consider one, you know, sort of thing. One thing in particular, which make that, you know, kind of make sense. Have you tried swimming with armor on?
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Have you tried swimming with armor on?
Yeah.
I have taken like swimming courses, you know, in the past, as in, you know, professional, you know, like swimming, and I have had to like swim with, like, you know, normal clothing on. That is hard enough for some people. Now imagine doing that with armor. You're dead if you fall in water. You just
Oh yeah, that is true. If you have armor, yeah, you're basically on when you try to go for a swim, you die.
Yep, you're screwed. So yeah, and I know for certain Simon Belmont wears armor in this game because, well, look at his like outfit. Plus the box art does depict him with armor too.
Yeah, that reminds me of the 8 Vampires 2 campaign, Barbarossa. In that campaign, spoiler alert, he died because he went for a swim during the hot, you know, weather. Once they barge on a crusade, they stop to a little lake, and Barbarossa and his infinite wisdom decided to take a plunge without taking off his armor. Is that historically accurate? Questionable. But it's funny.
Well then.
It could also be the case that his heart also went out because he's old and he went for an endeavor like this. Okay, there's a wall. I cannot go there. Oh! I see! Invisible blocks!
Yep, that can happen too. Be on the lookout for secrets. There are plenty of them in this game. Alright, well, made it out of the... Oh. Oh joy. Roads are out here too. Church, are you active at night? No? Okay, cool. Oh, okay. 3 hits, 4 hits. Great. Time is it? 2 a.m.
Okay, what's the point of this fucking room?
I guess I'll just sit here. I don't wanna die.
Okay, there's nothing in there, okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, morning sun. I needed that. Okay.
There's nothing over here. What's the point of this?
Okay, second day. 6 in the morning. Right. The chain whip is further to the right, I do believe. Which is the one thing I do want. Yup. Fake floor. Then you go down. Purchase a chain whip? Why, yes, I would love to. That looks better. Alright. So then I'm right here. So what I want to do is continue further to the right and make sure I take a lower... Actually, wait. Okay. First, take the upper path, get to the third town, then backtrack and then take the lower path. Alright, cool. Well then. Oh yeah, right. One more thing I can say about, this game and it being bad. The best way I can phrase it is like, this is essentially the Zelda 2 of Castlevania. And that is exactly, like, the perfect, comparison to give. This is just the Zelda 2 of Castlevania. Do you like Zelda 2?
I haven't played much, but yeah.
That's fair. Okay, I want to take the upper path. I do believe. Which this is the one. The force with spoders.
Okay, I lost all my hearts, but I'm actually here.
Okay. Town. Big floor again. Alright, cool. Alright, what's in here? I forgot what's in this shop. Let's check. Will we buy some garlic? Tempting, but that's not needed right now. Do I even have enough for the blue crit? I think I need 100 hearts for the blue crystal, which is mandatory, by the way. You need that blue crystal, which is in this town that I'm in. I don't think I have enough, actually. Oh no, I don't think I have enough.
Okay, there are some clue books, but other than that...
Actually, wait. It might be fine. Hang on.
Okay, I have the map
Nice.
of the Berkeley Mansion on the Strategy Wiki. Okay, I know what to do.
I believe the guy with the... You're not the one. You are the one. I would like to exchange a white crystal for a blue one. Yep. This is mandatory. You need a blue crystal to even access the next dungeon, the next castle. Without it, there's no way you get inside. Perfect. We are Gucci. Another one? Okay, cool. What's in here? Another room. Could be inside. Buy some of my laurels. Laurels will be necessary at some point, but we don't exactly need them right now. However, do you want to know what laurels do?
Nope.
You don't want to know.
I want to know, but I don't know what to do. What do you do?
Okay. They are a consumable item that when you activate them, you turn temporarily invincible.
That's powerful.
That is powerful, however. 50 laurels for like 50 hearts for like one laurel. It is pretty expensive. So while that would be nice, we can get more later in, you know, through a slightly different team. So it's fine. Let's remind me. I want to go back and get some garlic.
You like your garlic.
I sure do. It is pricey. I probably don't need it. But I think I know I'm not bending here. What's in here? You look different. Dracula's eyeball reflects the curse. What? What?
It's actually easy to get hearts.
It is.
I noticed.
Honestly, it is pretty easy to get hearts.
So I'm not too bent out of shape losing all my hearts.
Nope. That does remind me, and I did watch the review of HPR Shredder's, you know, review of this game, and, you know, his, like, consensus was sort of, like, ended up being, like, having the same thought of AVG and of, like, the game sucked, but for somewhat different reasons. And that's the fact that, ironically enough, the game has no stakes. And by that, it means that, well, dying doesn't do too much outside, like you know, sending your hearts to 0. But, you know, you also gain hearts rather easily. So it's just kind of a case of, well, you can just easily beat the game. So where's the stakes? Which is a fair criticism, to be fair. It is fair. But does it necessarily always mean that the game is bad? That is debatable. But I do get this point. Horrible night to have a curse. Well, shit.
Okay, that was a tight jump.
I'm at 1 life.
I'm so paranoid of the fake flooring. These are annoying. Oh, they throw some bones. We're in the bone zone. Welcome to the bone zone.
This is a cemetery. There's no way you can, like, get up here, so... For now, this is a mostly useless area. However... actually, I kind of want to look that up really quickly just to make sure. This is like on the path to... Rover Mansion, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Alright, yep, this is the spot. So, this is a cemetery. It seemed like a relatively useless, place to be in. So, what is the point of this place? Well, go over here. Alright, drop some garlic and a man suddenly appears. I'll give you this silver knife to save your neck. I get a new weapon because of that. Which is the silver knife. It is like the dagger, but stronger. But the downside, I do believe, is it costs 1 heart to use. It is pretty strong, though. So there's that. But I will probably die soon enough, so I'll just go forward and use a knife. A little willy-nilly. As I now go towards the next castle. That castle is straight down here. Down these steps.
Ah, fake flooring!
Yep. Gotta love those fake floors, right?
Yep. Sending you back to Fuckville.
In the first dungeon, the fake floors doesn't become that bad. Afterwards, fortunately. They will still crop up time to time, but they don't become nearly as... Speak about bad, that was bad of me, but that's fine.
That's why we have save states.
Oh, right. So, why do you need the blue crystal? Well, anytime you see one of these suspicious-looking lakes right here, just crouch for a while.
You know, process Dracula's rib. Oh yeah, that. Oh yeah. Oh.
This is why you need the blue crystal. See any of the suspicious lakes?
Sussy baka.
Comedy. Anyways, second dungeon. You know what? Actually, I'm sure it's fine. Oh, my whip kills these guys in one hit. Nice.
Yep. And the chain whip is really good.
It is Really good. It's not even the best whip you can get in this game. There are 2 more upgrades. Right, none there. Alright, good to know.
Well, I've beaten the first dungeon, so...
Nice, nice. You stupid knight. Die. Oh. Spikes hurt.
Yeah, I need to go back. Because I want to get another steak.
What? No.
Well, we have an oak steak.
Nice. Oh.
For the
Cheap
next
shot.
dungeon. Because my level isn't high enough to wield a willow stake. So I have to do basically have to use oak.
Bones.
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 I can fall right here. That's fine. Ooh. Slimy slimes.
Okay then. Invest in an oak steak? I don't have enough. Well, time to grind a little bit. Alright.
Here's the thing about this game. This game could have been a lot better.
You don't say!
I'm not against this concept at all.
Destroy the curse with Dracula's heart. Okay.
But if they pull it, this was like more like a modern version of this game, I'll bet it will be a banger.
You wanna know a modern version of this game? Just play Symphony of the Night.
That's like a better version of this.
Sort of. As in, sort of the same sort of concept. Like, you know, it is a Metroidvania. But it does like a lot of things that this game does, but better. Or, you know, just play like any sort of like, you know, modern-ish Castlevania that is within the Metroidvania genre. Like, you know, Symphony of the Night, Aria of Sorrow, and Dissonance of Harmony, I do believe was. Circle of the Moon, Dawn of Sorrow, Don't Fall in Water, Water Bad. Because now I need to get some more oak sticks. I need to get more hearts so I can invest in an oak steak. But yeah, this game is most definitely flawed. However, does the game suck? I say no. But, you know, I can see why some people say that this game sucks. Like,
Yeah.
I get it.
Maybe the die-hard Castlevania fans don't like this one. Right? Because
more or less, although a lot of people have warmed up to this game over the years. It's just that some selective people still don't like it.
Because of AGVN's influence.
Basically.
Even though it's not a shitty game from the looks of it.
It is most definitely not. However, I can see why a lot of people back in the days would be highly disappointed of this game, you know, when they first, you know, bought it. When they, like, you know, they loved the first one, they wanted more of the first one, and then they got this. Like, I get it. But is it that bad? No. It's just very different. Because it's basically... Alright. In modern days, this is going to sound pretty bad, but it's an open world adventure game.
Yep.
Which, you know, those are like everywhere nowadays, but, you know, back then, you only could do so much, so, you know, it was like a ambitious, you know, thing to do. So, you know, I commend them for that, you know, part. Like, this game is fine. Good job, B. I'm good at this.
We're pro gamers. Just as right as I jump. What a horrible night to have a curse.
Invest in an oak stake? Yes. Now
We have
watch
to-
me accidentally waste this one somehow, some way.
We're in Dennis Woods, I think. I call it, yeah, that's what the walkthrough says. Yeah, I'm using a walkthrough.
Well, okay then.
But I'm not planning to complete this one. This is just having the experience, okay? It's
That's
all
fair.
about... It's not about the destination, it's all about the journey, you know?
Which is fair.
Let's see
I
what the...
though want to want to actually see this game through because again, I love this entire series and I'm still yet to like beat this game, so you know. You know.
That's fair. Eye of Cthulhu!
Cool.
Oh, in Dappy's Path, you can actually get a Sacred Flame. It's basically a stronger version of the Holy Water, but stronger. Do you have that? The Sacred Flame? Richard? Is he here? Oh, maybe he's AFK.
Ooh.
Oh, I thought you were AFK.
I did say something.
I did not hear it. You don't have the Sacred Flame, right?
I don't.
Okay.
I did say maybe I should grab that one.
Yeah, how do you get there? It's basically you have to go a turnaround, I do
That's
believe.
a rough spot to be in. Oh. Good job, me. Alright, so this puts me back here. Pumpkin doesn't mean then there's a different path I can take through this. So far, though, despite the fact that I've been dying left and right, I actually kind of enjoy it. As in this game. Game is fine. Which, yeah, as I said before, game is most definitely flawed. Though in a lot of sense, this game does handle the whole Metroidvania thing a little bit better than the previous Konami Metroidvania, Goonies 2. Which, you know, that one granted gave you a map to use. However, good luck navigating the world even with a map. You wanna know why?
Why?
Because of those doorways that puts you into a first-person, you know, like perspective, just like in the Goremon games. That puts you into a different world that essentially has its own map, but that map is basically just, you know, the normal map, but, you know, inverted. So you know what that means? 2 different worlds to explore. With, like, you know, first person, like, you know, with, like, tunnel sections that takes you between them. Try to figure that game out. It won't go well. Okay, I've been here. So...
Okay, it can be removed by holy water. Okay.
Yep, holy water reveals paths. Do use it. If you don't know what where something may be, just try it. Throw someone on the holy water at it.
You know, not process, but possess Sacred Flame. It's an upgrade. Okay, I got the Sacred Flame. Let's see.
This is the start of the dungeon, isn't it? Yes, it is. Wait, that means...
No, we're in Algebra Woods.
Nice names.
I may butcher that one, being cultural insensitive. Gonna get cancelled on Twitter.
Concerning the devs, I almost feel like they are just gibberish words that they made up, you know, for it to sound European enough. I would not be surprised. At the time, at least. Although, for all I know, they could be Eastern European words, so, you know.
Okay, we need to go to the town of Algebra.
Better safe than sorry, after all. Better safe than sorry.
Oh.
Okay, something here I'm missing. Most definitely something here I'm missing. Because there was that path. Wait, I just had a realization. What if I just drop through? Well, I'm smart. Actually, it just takes me back here. Then what was the... Oh, I think I know
Well,
now.
we found someone. I'll buy me. Give me one of your finest garlics.
I fell on this spike, it hurt.
Your heart.
Gargoyles hurt.
Holy water reveals all. I'm just gonna take a peep. There's like this ancient person. Dracula's eyeball reflects the curse. I don't know why.
In here and
Why am I doing this voice?
you tell me.
Since that I have had my pneumonia, I can do these like very, you know, very nasty voices. It lingers still a bit, the pneumonia.
That's fair.
Man, February was something else, man. The whole
I
house.
can tell.
Yeah, it was a horrible month to have a curse.
Well, definitely.
Yeah,
It even was rough on me, considering, you know, again, I had a lot of tech issues, you know, throughout that month.
take issues. Oh, tech issues. Okay, I was like, dude, do we have ticks? But no, it was just tech moments. For some reason,
You
this
said, okay, you did say that word, meaning, I thought you said deck issues, meaning, you know, I was about to say, you are most definitely fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Brain, stop it.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Brain.
As in, you know, I thought you said deck issues, as in, you know, card decks.
Oh, card decks. I heard you say dick issues.
Okay, it's much worse. You're fucking dirty-minded.
Okay, Richard is having dick issues. You know, that's confirmed. Stop the
Anyways,
presses.
orb, second castle, got to be complete. Oak stake. And you now process Dracula's heart. Cool. I got his heart. I know what this one does, and it's very obtuse. Having it equipped, it seemingly does absolutely nothing. But it does have one use. To the left of the starting town, there will be a ferryman who will take you to the other side. Equip the heart while talking to him, and he takes you to a different location. He may or may not lead you to the next castle.
Sorry, but a princess in another castle.
That's all that heart is good for.
Okay, I healed up for some reason.
Alright, there are level ups.
Okay,
Kill things, you gain a level.
I think I have more health then.
You believe so indeed.
Cool, this is like RuneScape, just grinding. Old school RuneScape stream ran, or how about RuneScape 3 stream? Because that game is changing. They're really, addressing the issues with mid game.
On one end, true. On the other hand, you will probably make a certain SSC sad.
I mean, RuneScape 3 isn't RuneScape 3 anymore.
That's also true. True.
I think it's just
Water.
RuneScape.
Water. Water.
Water. Taking a plunge.
Well, okay then.
But yeah, I am Yu-Gi-Oh minded. Been playing. Don't look at the time. Don't look at my game time on Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Links. Oh, laurels. Do I need laurels?
You may need them some point. You don't need them right now, but they can come in handy later.
How much is the
Much
blue
later.
crystal?
The blue crystal is free. You gain it automatically, assuming you have the white one.
You know what? I buy one laurel.
Laurels are consumable that, when used, makes you temporarily invincible. That's all they do.
Yep.
Garlic is weird. It is a consumable that you drop on the ground, and, it just sits there. Any sort of enemy that walks into them takes damage.
I think I'll buy another laurel.
However, there is one use for the garlic. In any sort of cemetery that you go into, in a particular spot, if you drop a garlic there, a person will appear that usually grants you something. So there is some use for garlic. They just aren't as obvious as you may think. I'm looking kind of good on hearts.
Okay, we got the blue crystal.
Beware the combustible bones.
Yep. Spontaneous combustion is a hell of a thing.
You don't say. Also, shout out to the, castle music, the dungeon musics.
The dungeon musics.
Shout out to them because they are most certainly something. Not that awful, but listening to this one for hours will probably drive someone mad. I'm sure. Then again, I am insane to begin with, so, you know, it does not affect me.
Same.
I'm looking kind of fine, you know, heart-wise, so I want to just go back. Take a quick look at my notes here. So I'm right there. So it's just a case of grabbing the sacred fire in Dabby something. Dabby Woods, I do believe was. And then like after that, it's just backtrack all the way back to the first town and then like go to the left instead. Okay. You'll see. Okay, you get that one then. Alright, cool. Off we go then. I should have stopped. Why did I not stop? Why, thank you, morning sun. Much appreciated. Alright, so I'm like right here. Okay.
How do you use garlic?
Same method you use any sort of item.
Oh, okay, yeah. The inventory system is a bit weird.
It is a bit weird, but it is what it is. I will check one thing though, because I'm curious how you.
I'll give you this silver knife to save your life. To save your neck, but to save your life sounds more pleasing to the ears. Got myself the silver dagger, and now we go to. Actually, it's possible by jumping. Okay. So the lower roads.
You now possess the sacred flame. We upgraded. Grammar-wise. Spelling-wise. So yeah, now we have the sacred fire, which does exactly this. Very nice weapon. It does cost 1 heart to use though. So, be mindful. Or don't. You do you. I think there's a way. No, there's no way down from that path. Over here then. Floating ice. Back to the second town. Still need to go to the first town though. But first, allow me to go to church really quickly. There we go. And off we go again. Say, since this is this town, let me check really quickly. So I'm right. Okay, I see. So I don't need to take any sort of like different path. It's just go straight go left. But what a horrible night to have a curse. Great. Good old fishman. Do you like the fishman?
Eye of Cthulhu's. We'll meet again this Friday.
Ignoring me.
This Friday, Terraria. Be there or be square.
Yes. Okay. Alright, there we go. Much better.
What a horrible night to have a curse. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I'll take the fast lane. Thank you very much. Oh, what's this?
That's the one spot where laurels actually would come in handy. Sure, I'll take you to a good place. Okay. You didn't let me go off.
Okay, I have to kneel. Oh! We found a secret! We found a secret.
Alright, I'm in this town now.
Water! My armor.
Water.
And...
Well, time to sit around here until, you know,
well,
it becomes daytime. Hey, it's 4.
welcome
4.
to Rover Maison.
Ooh, level up. Hey, my health extended. And more health. Lovely. The morning sun has vanquished the horrible night. Cool.
I can make the jump.
Some tight security in this place. Jesus.
Yeah, that's a fake wall.
Hey you, what do you sell? Will you buy some garlic? Nice, but I'd rather not. Not now. I'm good. Alright, that's it for this area. This part of the town, I see. I believe it's just safe to just do this. Yep. I feel like there's something I really want in this town. Okay. The floor seems all safe, so it's just destroy the wall. Okay, cool. Buy some of my laurels. I feel like there's a whip upgrade in this town. And I want it. Wait, you are gray. I like to exchange a blue crystal for a red one. Perfect. We need that.
This is some platforming shit we have to do. It's me, Simon Belmont. I'm a Mario. I cannot do the Mario voice. Pneumonia fucked me up.
Actually, let me shake just to make sure, because I feel like there is something I'm missing here.
I can do the Uncle Joel voice. Oh.
Let me see. Nope. Just garlic and laurels. I see. I see. Okay, it is the next time I want to go over. Anything else going on here? I just go there, take the upper path. Yep, upper path for that one. Cool.
Yep, the orb has been destroyed. I possess Dracula's heart. Oh baby, I have his heart. Let's
You
fucking.
got his heart.
I'm a heart. I will steal your heart. And I
You
will
took
break.
his heart.
I'm a heartbreaker. What is this fucking platforming?
I do believe this is safe. Yep, it's safe. Alright. Hey, you look familiar. These guys look intimidating. Noise.
Oh.
Slimes. Anyways, I want to go to this town instead. Right. Wall.
Going down.
Double up on security, I see. Okay. Buy my laurels. Why am I looking hard? Yeah, sure, I'll take some. I only need 200 for the next whip upgrade, so... Better go find that one now. I miss it. Okay, I do need to be kind of fast, I do believe. Actually, I can check. Okay, there it is. I see. I see now. I get it. Alright, cool.
Invest in an oak stake? Si! Si, señorita. I know.
And over here I go.
I know how to play
Once
Mario.
again. Morningstar. Buy one? Yes, please.
Okay, that was
I
an
will love a
evil.
Morningstar. Oh, here we go.
Okay, that was a evil invisible block.
Yep, there's some evil ones. Alright, so now that I got that one, I want to backtrack. Because we have a graveyard to visit.
Destroy the curse with Dracula's heart.
What a horrible night to have a curse.
Okay.
Alright then. Slimes!
Slimy boys.
Oh yeah, this whip is strong. Oh, aren't you a funny one, game? Oh, you're a cool one, aren't you?
Tide jumps.
Very funny, I see. Very funny. Anyways, I want to take this path first. You know, I could probably do that one skip here, but I'm not cracked enough to do that one, so instead I will do this. I'll give you a silk bag. Thanks. That's it. That's all I'm here for. I'm not doing the slime skip. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not good enough to attempt that one. do this now, don't I? Sure. Sure.
Okay, I need to go to the town of Jova.
Yep, Jova is the starting town. So, you know, have fun backtracking all the way back there.
Yep.
This is going to suck. Never mind. I stand corrected. You know, this town would be a lot safer if it did not have, like, some roads, like, you know, completely blocked, like, you know, just, you know, like, having a massive gap of water that you can drown in them.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm surprised there aren't any lawsuits popping up here and there.
Yeah, really. Sure, I'll take you to a good place. Yeah, yeah. Alright, he's back. And now this time, equip Dracula's heart and then speak to him. Let me show you the way. Do you know that way?
Do you know the way?
He knows that way. Behold! The next castle. And if I do recall, there might be some goodies up ahead if you bypass the castle now to make that little trek a bit easy. Like, it'll make the castle a little bit easier.
The morning sun has vanquished the horrible night.
Okay. Alright. That's a little bit scary. Also concerning my health. Oh, what is these birds?
Burps.
Even the burbs hate me. Even the burbs. Man. Anyways, now that I'm over here, I will check one thing here though. Okay, so this is the... Okay, that's what leads towards there. Okay, so this one is... Oh, they expect you to do that. One now. Oh. Okay, I'm like right here. Then... I'm just checking just to make sure that I am in the right spot. Okay, yeah, this is the right spot. So what I want to do is just make it towards the end of this place. And you get a neat weapon. Alright, cool. I'm on track. I know where I am.
Well, I did waste some time.
Ghosts!
I'm gonna
And
go.
Medusa heads.
You missed them? There's no need to go to that town.
I'll give you a diamond. The diamond is, however, a sub-weapon. You throw it, and it bounces around. Cool. I got myself a diamond. Oh, okay. Alright, this again. Alright, we're good. Be cool. And inside we go. Graham Mansion. Whoopee, more slimes. So the diamond is optional, but it's a nice sub-weapon. It does cost some hearts though to use, so be mindful.
Strong.
Let me check. I have 31 at the moment. I use one. I have... Okay, it costs 1 heart. It's not bad.
The morning sun has vanquished the horrible night.
Okay, there's the oak steak lady. I wanna go there. You again. This looks oddly suspicious. Wait for his soul with a red crystal. Wait for his soul with a red crystal on Deborah Cliff. Okay, that is sort of a good hint, except not really.
Oh, that's annoying.
If you know what Deborah Cliff is, then you know what that means. Spoiler, it's the like super obtuse, a hint. Which, yeah, you can gain a hint for that one in this game. Give me the oak steak.
Life is good when you have holy water.
You don't say. So what have we learned? Always have at least one bottle of holy water in your household. At all times.
BRB, gonna go to my local church and steal the holy water.
You say you don't have one to begin with?
No.
Wait.
At least we have garlic.
My household has at least one bottle. I'm not even joking.
Really?
It's a true fact. I have an actual bottle of holy water in this household. No joke. Wait a moment. I just realized something. Is this the yes, this is the one room. Alright. I will do one quick bit here though. Hang on. Hello, Belmont! It is I, Death, once again. Let us fight. Okay. That was death, by the way. This is the first boss you can fight in the game. You can completely just walk by him.
Okay.
Like this. Why, Balmon? Why do you run from me, so?
You don't have to give a shit about death. Okay, that's cool.
I approve of bosses you can just beat by slamming the door on them. That's fair. God dang it, Balmon, please fight me! I wanna fight you, Balmon, get back here!
You sound like Peter.
That was my impression on Skeletor.
Hey man!
There you go. Not enough health for that.
Okay, I have to face death.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. He's pretty easy, though.
So, what do you get by killing death? Other than just killing a concept.
You get the golden knife.
Ooh, that's...
You now possess the golden knife. One of the strongest sub-weapons in the game, and...
it's like the golden gun.
Pretty much. I will give a little spoilers. While this thing is very expensive to use, it is extremely useful against the rest of the bosses. Including you-know-who.
Voldemort.
However, you do not need the golden knife. You can just ignore death, if you also wish. It will make certain parts harder, but you can just skip. You can just ignore it if you don't feel like it.
I think I reached the maximum of hearts.
Yes, the maximum is 256, despite the fact that they added a fourth digit right after the third one.
256? Why not 255? That's weird.
It is weird. You tell me.
A fourth digit. Jesus Christ, that is so obtuse.
There's a fourth digit and yet it's never used.
Konami.
My death has returned for you, Balmon. Get back here. Ah, dang it.
Meow. Sound like a shy guy.
That sounded just like a shy guy.
Meow.
Anyways, that was... well, that mansion. It sure was a mansion.
Yeah, I have to get there. So far I'm just enjoying myself. Just waiting until the night is over.
At this rate, I'm unsure if I can get the best ending, but you know what? If I don't get it, then like, oh well, so be it.
The morning sun has vanquished the horrible night. Okay.
We'll take the normal, like, you know, like second best ending. At least.
Hello. Rest here for a while. Oh, thanks, sweet Jesus. I'm healed.
Okay, time to like sit here for a moment and like, you know, casually farm up some hearts here because, you know, I can just grab a second oak stake before I leave. Easily.
Okay, time to do this.
650. Perfect. Invest in an oak stake? Yes, I will. Let me see here. Is this the one mansion that has that one thing? No, it's not. Okay, cool. Then we are good. Then
Got
after
some
that, it's
nasty
just
creatures over here. Furries! Sorry, these are not furries. I was just freaking out. Okay, I do believe we need some lowers to get through the marsh.
probably. They are handy for getting through the march, although you can also damage tank them if you, don't wish to deal with it. But it does hurt, and you'll probably die. If you're not at full health, but, you could do that.
Okay.
Right, back out I go.
Okay, I did it.
Also, now that I have the Morning Star, I don't need hearts for much else. The rest can just go towards, laurels. I say that as I just stupidly die. That's fine, though. Take me home. Country road. No. Bye.
Stupid
That was
monsters.
weird. Okay. What a horrible night to have a... I am mid-boat ride. Will this... Okay, that will not kill me. That would be fucking stupid. Although, would be funny. I guess. Nice. Now that I'm here... Okay, I see what I need to do. Alright. That could have ended in disaster. Right there. Could have been absolute disaster. Fortunately, it did not end in disaster. Hey. Oh. Slimes. And go through here again. Also, for some reason, mummies and ghosts. That was a bad jump. That was a very bad jump.
Yep, this is what you need to do. You have to show Dracula's heart in order to get to the good place.
Oh, also, so here we have a very suspicious-looking cliff, huh? Well,
Yep.
well. Well, that one hint book in the previous castle did say something about waiting for a soul while holding the red crystal. So how about we just do that for a moment? Just, how about we just kneel right here for a moment? I guess by soul, they mean a fucking tornado. And then we get over here. To the next castle, however, I'm not going in there right away. I have a different plan. I will check, so was it the upper or the lower? Because my map is kinda god-awful. Let me check. Just to make sure. Alright, so this is... Okay, so I want the lower path. Wait, is it lower? Let me check. Is it actually lower?
Oh, platforming, my favorites.
Okay, it is just straight ahead. Okay, good. Goody. And then that takes you to the... I think I see. Alright, we're good. Oh, look! A suspicious looking lake. How about I kneel here with the crystal? I need a crystal equipped. Here we go again. Which takes us over here. Now, all I need to do is just carefully navigate this part again. And do some platforming. Grip holy water. And then speak to this lady. I'll give your morning star power to burn away evil. You need to get to this part with the morning star, and then it gets upgraded to the... Break my spell. Come back with a powerful weapon.
How do you get the Morning Star again?
You need to buy it from a town later on.
Okay.
But yeah, get over to here with the Morning Star and it gets upgraded to the Flame Whip. So yeah, now I have the Flame Whip. And it's pretty awesome. The strongest whip in the whole game. So, there's a castle to conquer over here, huh? Hello, mind me now that I have the Flame Whip. I got all I need.
What a horrible night to have a curse.
Indeed so. Imagine being cursed.
I got a diamond.
Imagine putting invisible floors again.
Cringe.
Alright, where's that bastard? Right there. Are you boulders? Yes, you are. Oh, that was weird. feel like there's a secret book right here. Guess not. Just a penalty for falling, I guess. Sure. Huh. Okay, nothing. Cool. Hey. So this path is useless? Wait a moment. Did I not come from... Yes. Yes, I did come from there. Huh. Okay. I'm sure there's something I missed there.
There we go.
Oh, I knew it! Invincible wall. Right there, okay. Funny one, aren't you, game? Hey. Well, that was kind of funny, I guess. Is there a reason going here? No. Nope. Okay. You know, it's a good thing I did buy that oak steak earlier. Because I can just use it here and now. You now process Dracula's nail.
Nail.
Simon, don't tell me that your name is actually Yoshikage here. That's a reference Martini won't get for a good while.
Nope.
Until he starts watching JoJo's. That is. Which will be in a long while. I'm starting to see where things are going here. I have enough hearts for another one of those. Yes, I do. How do I get in there?
Do we need to collect all the clue books or not?
You do not.
Okay.
The clue books are just clues. You do not need them. Hey, how do you actually get to that lady? How do you actually get to that one? I will look it up here just to be safe. Okay, let me. Why did I not try that? Oh, I'm dumb. I know. I know now. Oh, you game. Oh, you. Oh, you. I now know how to get to that lady. And I immediately forgot about that one. God dang it. So, remember how this place felt awfully suspicious? There's just an invisible path right there. God dang it. I should have known. Foolish of me, foolish. Whoa, look at that slowdown.
Well, it's time to take revenge on Death.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
No, I'm stun locking him with the sacred fire. Oh, does it feel? It takes a while.
He does. Invest in an oak steak? Yes, please. Is this the...
I finally did. Got my revenge on Death.
You finally conquered death. How do you feel?
I know how Madara Uchiha feels.
Well, I got my oak steak back. It's time to turn around and head towards the next castle. Mansion. Wait a moment. How do I get back up from here?
You know, process Dracula's eyeball.
Oh, that's how. Okay. Man, this game is funny.
Oh no, Dad!
Very funny.
It was only a prank, bro!
Fist back. Cheap shot. Alright, let me check my notes here again. Alright, so I just got done with that one. Okay, yeah, I have a good idea where to go. I will double check just to make sure. Okay, so the flame web is like right there. Then it says over there. And then
Okay, there's some awkward platforming.
This is fine. It will be a little bit painful, but this is fine. Yeah, this is absolutely fine. Okay, I know what to do. I know what to do.
Invest in an oak stake. C.
Over this way now. I forgot. I forgot. Whoops. I smirked, guys.
I'm like very smart.
Skulls. Flying skulls. You stop it. You're lagging the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose my hearts anyway, so may as well burn shit up. Gonna go with a bang! Okay. No, I'm poor. But I'll get my shit back.
Oh boy, here we go. I should have bought more laurels, but you know what? This is fine.
Yeah, laurels are... It's preferable.
You don't say.
May as well take the time to farm a bit.
Well, that was silly. Anyways. Fifth mansion. And the penultimate dungeon.
Whoa, well done. The penultimate dungeon. Then you're done.
Yep, then I'm done.
Then you straight up beat Dracula.
And then all that is left is just Dracula.
This is a good farming spot. Well, this game ain't so bad, okay?
This game ain't so bad.
It's actually charming.
It is, truth be told. It does have its flaws, but you know what? What game doesn't have flaws?
I mean, this game has more flaws than if you compare to, you know, the classics, but you know what? It's not a shitty game.
Obviously, you know, the first one beats this one, but you know what? It's fine.
Yeah. What's gonna be next? Probably Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Now that one is...
Should we do all the games that AGVN has reviewed?
You can try, I guess. But some of them are, well, we'll see. We may just try some more unique, shitty games.
Oh.
Atlantis, no, Naso.
I've heard a bunch about it. It's It's not taking so long to get 130 hearts, so hearts are easy to come by.
It's just that early game, you do need to grind a fair bit to afford like everything you want, but afterwards it becomes like a lot easier. You know?
Yep.
I think I wanna take the lower path because since I bought a oak stake from the previous dungeon, I do not need to go grab the oak stake in this dungeon because spoilers, it is like very much off the beaten path. Meaning it is like a long distance to make your way over towards it. And this lady here, I beg of you to take these laurels. She gives you the maximum amount of laurels you can like hold. 8 laurels. 8. No longer need laurels for the rest of the game.
What a nice lady.
No longer need to buy any more laurels, that is. Actually, what's over this way? Oh, hello! It's the mask that we, did see once in Smash Ultimate. In the Dracula's Castle stage. Anyways. Second boss. Which its boss name is Carmilla. And for defeating her, you get the cross. You now possess the magic cross. Spoilers about this one. You cannot enter Dracula's castle without this cross. It straight out prevents you from entering it unless you have this one, meaning Carmilla is a mandatory boss fight, unlike Death.
Okay.
So, there you go. And I got my oak stake right here from the previous mansion, meaning I can just open up this one. And now, I process Dracula's ring.
He has a ring.
That's not a body part.
Maybe it's made out of his blood.
I guess. That's the only explanation why, for a, ritual to revive Dracula, why do you need his ring? I thought about it for a bit and I wouldn't, not think too hard about it. I'm sure someone can just make some engagement ring, sort of joke here. And just go all in on that, degenerate, direction. Anyways, bye, Carmilla. Bye. Game over. Alright. I need to take the roundabout way to get back out from here, huh? Alright, fair enough. So many spiders that somehow just shoot webs that flies like that. shaped like that. Like some sort of projectile. These are some really weird spiders. This must be the works of Dracula. Hey, back out I go. Right. And then afterwards, it's just kinda... Well... Actually, wait, I see something going on here, so I have to get that.
Okay.
Okay, I need to backtrack. Because the wicked ditch, which is that one over there.
It's daytime. It's daytime again.
Okay, so I need to backtrack now. Which, I came from here, right? Let me see, is this the actual... That's the that's the way towards the cemetery, which I do not need to go. Alright, cool. So the moment... Okay, I know where to go then. Man, who knew that all you need to use to, like, you know, pass, like, you know, some, like, toxic swamp is, like, just some laurels.
Yeah.
Who knew?
I like to exchange a blue crystal for a red one.
Eh. That red crystal is mandatory to beat the game.
Get some more laurels. Yep. Yeah, I'm actually using the strategy wiki guides because they're for like really good guides.
They definitely do, assuming they have guides to begin with, you know, because for some games they don't.
But it's a really good, you know, resource.
It is a really good resource. Alright. Make my way back over here again. And alright. Yeah, my map is a bit confusing at this part. Alright, so now I go this way, I do believe. You get to Dracula's castle. Harpies.
Ooh, harpies.
Harpies.
It's not the only Konami game that contains harpies.
Nope. And here's the last town of the game.
Oh, Oh, my
very last
Valentine.
town, which I can check. I don't think there's anything you need in this town. Yeah, this town it only has two purposes: buy laurels and heal from the church. That's it. Oh, there's one more town after that, which is... Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so we want to get to this one... Okay, just stick to the lower path. Good to know.
Okay, we need to go to Saddam Woods. Unfortunate naming.
Yep, unfortunate naming indeed. Be that way sometimes. Burn.
I can just skip this.
Oop. Whoops. Oh, well, that's fine.
Well. We're back in this section. Saddam Woods. You probably want to go to the graveyard if you take the bottom path. That's where you need to go.
Wait a moment. There's lower path. Oh, wait. There is some. Okay.
Story go. Yep. Lower path. Okay. Oh, yep. I remember those boys. Oh. Stop hurting me. That's a green skeleton.
Alright. And then the upper path is absolutely useless. Just go with the bottom path.
Oh, fake. Ah. Tricky dicky dicky.
A new town. Which is the town of Yomi. Let's check out this town really quickly and this town is there's nothing in here.
Okay, this is a bit of an awkward jump.
This town is completely abandoned. No NPCs. Completely empty town.
What a horrible night to have a curse.
Can you guess why that town is completely empty? It's right next to Dracula's castle.
Yep.
Probably those who did not leave picking food.
Okay, we have to get through the graveyard, collect the heart for some money. Oh, those fellas. The power of Christ compels you.
The final castle, Dracula's castle, and you get different music. And guess what? There are 0 enemies in this dungeon. 0.
Because it's abandoned.
It's abandoned. It is just a quiet and somber walk towards Dracula's resurrection chamber, where you are the one who will be the resurrecting of Dracula. Ominous, isn't it? And if you really think about it, a lot of the some of the NPCs are very unhelpful and even give you, like, false hints. Which seemed to be a deliberate choice from the developers. Now, can you imagine why?
Because they work for Dracula?
No, because they don't want you to revive Dracula. Because they may think, what if you fail to beat Dracula after you revive him?
Oh, okay, that makes sense. They do it for safety.
Yup, because they are afraid of him. In fact, in this second to last town, if you like go around and like talk to the NPCs, a lot of them just tell you to just go up, get away from here, go away. They don't want anything to do with Dracula anymore. And here you are, going on a quest to bring him back. Which, you know. Well, here it is. All the parts of Dracula. Into the fire you all go. Here you go. Burn him in this altar, and here he is. Oh. That did not go well. Time to do the trick again. Oh yeah, one more thing to mention about this fight against Dracula. If you were to come here with garlic, he takes away, like, when you go into the room with Dracula, all your garlic vanishes. They did that to prevent you from chasing Dracula with garlic.
I'll give you a silk back.
Alright, time to do this again. Actually, what's stopping me from just losing laurels? Hey, time to do this again. And GG's. Dracula is dead. And I do believe that is the best ending.
Congratulations.
Although the text will say otherwise. The encounter with Dracula is terminated. Simon Belmont has put an end to the eternal darkness in Transylvania. His blood and sweat have penetrated the earth and will induce magic and happiness for those who walk on this land. We fucking did it. However, come nighttime, Dracula's hand rises from his grave again.
Ooh.
And that's it. Back to the title screen. I did it. I beat the game.
You beat
I've
the
done it.
game.
I beat the game. And guess what? It is 10 p.m.
It's 10 p.m. That's timing, man. Well, I have to deal with fucking slimes. Anyways.
Meanwhile, I got the best ending.
First try, baby.
First try, baby. Now, granted, some of it, I did take some notes on like how to go about it, but well,
Oh,
in the end, I did it.
Oh, yeah, this part really sucks.
The what part?
No, that one graveyard with the slimes.
Oh, the one graveyard with. Oh yeah, that one. That one definitely sucks. Fun fact about that part, you probably should not attempt it. However, there is a skip that you can use with the slimes at the very left side of that graveyard, and that's the fact that if you can get a slime to do a high jump, and then you do a perfectly timed jump, and damage boost off it, you can damage boost over the wall and just go straight into one of the dungeons without having to travel all the way there. It is very tricky though, and very RNG reliant. So getting it on your first try, nope. Good luck. So I can, at the very least, give my final thoughts about this game now that I, granted with a little bit of a guide, beat the game. This game is definitely fun.
Yep. Yeah, I have to say, this game, it's not a shitty game.
It's not shit.
It's not shit. The angry video game nerd is wrong. This game is okay-ish.
Okay-ish. It's fine. It is a decent enough open-ended game on the NES. There's a few ones that probably does it better. For example, that game came before it, and that game would be Zelda 2. Zelda 2 kinda does a lot of things this game does, but better.
Ooh, health extension.
Hey.
Kinda need that. I was dying. Yeah, also, these slimes can rot in hell.
Indeed they can. So, yeah.
Yeah, I arrive at this town, and you know what? I think I've been for this long enough, and yeah, I will reset back to the title screen, and yeah, this has been. I tried Simon's Quests, and I've beaten 3 dungeons, and so far, it's okay. It's not a shit game. The platforming is on the weird part, though. Yeah.
Yeah, platforming can be a little weird. I will say this. It is manageable, assuming you do know about that trick to jump a little bit high, which is just whip right after you jump, which for some reason extends your jump height. I'm not sure why, but it does.
Yeah. So the platforming is a bit of a miss, in my opinion.
It is a bit of a miss. It could be better. It could be worse, since well, some areas kind of improved from the first one, but also that one kind of did not demand too much on your jumping prowess. More like your tactical maneuvering through the obstacles ahead. This one requires you to kind of master the jumps, which it's not too bad. I can give one trick though. For any sort of block that is just going up and down,
Hmm.
Always jump when it's going upward. It causes you to jump higher.
Yeah.
Outside of that one, it's like, yeah, that part I can see why. Again, this is the one game I dare say it's like this game is perfectly fine. This is a fine game, as in, if you were to tell me that you think this game sucks, then like I would completely understand why. I would not even fault you.
Hmm.
However, I say this game is good. There's a lot more
Yeah.
shit games out there, that it like deserves more hate than this one.
True.
A lot deserves a lot more shit for that.
Yeah.
In comparison to this one. This one is perfectly okay. It is perfectly fine. If I were to give it a rating, um, probably like a seven somewhere, 7.5.
Yeah. I will
Maybe,
give it a solid 6. So because I give it a 6 and you give it a 7. You know what it is. I'm doing the gesture.
fucking slaughter him.
Brain rot moment. But yeah, I
Fucking.
think I will give it a solid 6.
hmm I will probably give it like a 7 or like a 7.5. Close to an 8,
Hmm.
close into an 8. I will say ultimately 7, but very close to an 8, which is still perfectly fine in my book. I will say this one does deserve at least like just a try.
Yeah.
If you like it, then you like it. If not, well, you
Yeah.
know.
And here's the thing about this one. I don't really hate the concept. I actually like it. I actually like this type of Metrovania.
I
And
can see that.
I can see the idea behind this. This is totally different from the first Castlevania, but I don't hate that concept or like the change.
Mhm. Yeah, it's definitely a good concept. I just like like I do agree on one end that I think this game could be polished up a little bit more, and like
Yeah.
it would be a perfectly good game then. Then.
Yeah.
However, there's a few things I can bring up. First of all, um, like this game does improve on a couple areas, and not so much in some others. So it is a step up from all the other previous Metroidvanias of this, of this sort of type. For instance, as I said again, Goonies 2, however, does grant you a map. However, you also have to deal with a lot of tunnels that takes you like from different, like different sort of versions of the world that kind of has the map inverted and completely different. So you're not just exploring one map, you're like in one map, you're exploring multiples, which makes navigation an absolute hell in that one. This one has no map, unfortunately. However, honestly, you don't really need a map, because allow me as describe it like this. You can just right off the game, just venture out to the right side up until you cleared the second castle, then backtrack all the way back to the first one, go to the left, and deal with everything that the ferryman can grant you over there. Clear everything there. Once you're done with everything, you just kneel at the cliff with the red crystal, and it takes you over to the very last area of the game. And then from that point, right where the where the tornado leaves you, all you need to do is just clear the area to the left, and then just backtrack to that that same castle, except take a right, and there's Dracula's castle.
Hmm.
That's it. You really don't need a map. Like, it is a very open ended, but it's also rather linear once you learn the layout.
Yeah.
The game definitely is set up in a way that sure, you can explore a ton, and there is actually a lot to explore. However, the game really puts you on one path once you find the path. So as a Metroidvania, it's it does, succeed enough as one, although it does have flaws. Don't get me wrong, this game is flawed. However, this game gets a lot more hate than it deserves, in my
Yeah,
opinion. It's fine.
yeah, it's a fine game,
It's a fine
and
game.
I really like the story as well, the lore. It's a really interesting concept that you have to revive Dracula in order to get rid of the curse.
Yep. It is a pretty interesting one. Now, something to note here is the fact that, on that first, on the best ending, you did see Dracula coming up again, which, fun fact about, Simon's Quest. If you were to, get the, normal ending and the worst ending, you may notice that, the text is a bit jumbled up, as in, if you get the normal ending, it is a blue sky instead. However, it does say that while you do succeed in ending Dracula's resurrection, you did succumb to the curse in the end, even though you're perfectly alive standing in front of the grave.
Hmm.
And the worst ending, which just has the entire screen being grayed out with Simon Belmont missing and just a grave of Dracula there empty, uh, say something else. Meaning they messed up, the ending text towards the end, except for maybe the best one. So, you know,
Okay.
there was a little bit of mishap there. Probably because, they just made, that one ending of Dracula coming back from the grave. And they kind of, probably thought, you know what? That one would be nice to have, as, the best ending. So, just, how about we switch and then that one up there? And they probably forgot some details. And, the text got a little bit jumbled up.
Ah, yeah. Localization wasn't the best in this one.
Definitely not. And while this was, definitely an attempt to, take the Castlevania formula to a more open end, since, that was starting to become the, just, trend at the time, concerning, like, you know, Dragon Quest syndrome kind of, was big. And so everyone wanted a piece of that cake, including Nintendo, with just, like, turning Zelda 2 into, a pseudo RPG.
Yep.
Meanwhile, they did the same thing with Castlevania, just the same thing that Zelda 2 did, but kind of lean more into the open nature rather than exploring a big overworld map and just going to towns and dungeons and all that instead. Meaning same sort of deal, different sort of execution. And while Zelda 2 kind of did a lot of these things better, this one was a novel attempt. Now, one thing that HPR Shredder in his review kind of put a little bit of my perspective on why some of the flaws in this one is a little bit more baffling is the fact that before this game came out, there was another Metroidvania-ish game that kind of did a lot of things that this game failed in better. Can you guess what game that is?
Metroid? I don't know.
By Konami.
By Konami.
Getsu Fumaden.
Ah, Getsufuma then. Okay.
That game is also sort of a Metroidvania. However, it does have a overall map, meaning it is a lot closer to Zelda 2. It has a lot of exploration, with you needing essentially free keys, sort of key items to enter the final boss. And it is just a case of you exploring this large world, finding all these keys, and getting your weapon so that you can fight the final boss. And that one is surprisingly good. And guess what? That game came out slightly before this one, meaning that probably was a case of made by two different teams, and they probably shared some ideas, or maybe even had a little bit of a rivalry between each other. So it was just sort of a case of not a case of why could you not have just copied the homework from this one? Maybe it was more of a case of Like, all right, let's see who can make the better one, you know?
Hmm.
Since, after all, that's basically what happened within Rare, with the whole development between some of these games, such as, the comparison to Donkey Kong Country and, Banjo Kazooie, from what I heard.
Hmm.
It was basically the Rareware devs, essentially constantly trying to trying to outdo each other to try to make the better product.
Yeah.
It could be something like that going on there too. So again, it on one if you look at it at that perspective, I can see why some people may go look at Simon's Quest go. That's some baffling decision making on that front. Since you nailed it in this part, why did you fumble on this part? And I just chalk it up to they probably were not made by the exact same people. Plus,
Hmm.
like a bunch of other things that I don't know exactly too much the details, but I do know for certain that they definitely were following some trends, and the product kind of changed with the sequel, as that wasn't obvious with Zelda 1 and Zelda 2. With Zelda 2 becoming a side scroller and introducing RPG elements right after Dragon Quest kind of started trending in Japan. Hmm, curious, isn't it?
Indeed.
So,
Yeah, chasing trends can be dangerous.
it
It,
definitely can be dangerous. However, at the time, they definitely were a bit more on the creative side when it come to following trends. So it wasn't always just copying pasting, what
yeah,
the competition was doing. It was just sort of like, all right, we want to do our own spin on this whole RPG thing.
and they actually did with Simon's Quest.
They kind of succeeded. Sure, it's not perfect, but they they did pretty well, I dare say. Again, I'm still staying by my score 7.5, close to an 8.
Yeah, for me it's a solid 6.
It's a okay game, and it deserves a little bit more love. It is not better than Gambara Goemon 2, because that game is just sort of a gem despite some of its jank.
It is a gem, yeah, a hidden gem.
A hidden gem. That one still keeps my score of 9. Do believe I said
Yeah,
a solid 9.
I would say 8, probably 8.5. That one was
Mhm.
very good.
That one is very good indeed. So in terms of more one-off things and that we could do, since I do believe after next week Lopez will be back, meaning that is probably when we may or may not start Sonic Adventure 2.
Hmm.
Meaning we got one more one-off to go through before we get around to that. I do have an idea on something to do. Hang on. I will take a quick look at something here. On something we could do. Uh is that one available right here? It sort of is. Hang on. Let me check elsewhere. Let me see here. Since I got some funny ideas. This. Well, that would be funny. We could play a game that would be absolutely up Martini's alley.
Oh boy.
Since I know he is such a big fan of this sort of thing.
Hmm.
Hang on. Currently downloading the things. Okay, there we go. Now I just need to open these up.
You don't know the day
Uh,
virus?
no. Alright, go in here, extract these in here, which is, well, another one of we could do, which is still Konami made.
Is it Yu-Gi-Oh?
No. It is on the NES, though.
Oh,
And Yu-Gi-Oh was not invented, around that time.
is it gonna be
I'm just
Twimby?
no. However, so Martini, I heard that you are a big fan of playing. So I heard that you're a big fan of playing. Give it a moment. If you're watching my stream, you'll know what I
Konami.
mean.
Japanese.
Give it a moment.
Wait, that's a baby.
I heard that you're a big fan of playing Goo Goo Babies.
Oh, Goo Goo Gaga.
Maybe we'll do this one.
Maybe.
Maybe we won't.
Maybe baby.
Maybe.
Maybe
Big
baby.
maybe. Maybe. We will think about it. That I'm just humoring, before we end things off
Yeah.
proper.
Well,
So, yeah, that's it for today. See y'all on Friday for probably more Terraria.
yeah, see you next time when we do more Terraria. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully, Steam won't have some issues like previously.
It better not, because otherwise I will be upset again.
Uh, Otherwise, I will demand a run back.
Exactly. And with that, see y'all next time. Bye bye.
See ya next time, amigos. Any last words?
What a horrible night to have a stream end.
Yeah. It's gonna be nightfall soon. There will be like monsters lurking around in your house. You should probably, close everything down. Otherwise, they will steal your food and eat your pancake mix. That will be horrible if that happens.
Buddy, you are talking to someone who, has a bunch of garlic, probably a few laurels lying around, and, actual bottles of no holy water. If there's just someone who should be, watching out for monsters, it's you.
Yeah. Maybe I should not clean my room ever again, or my house. So I'll be like, so it's gonna be stink so hard, so even the monsters get away. That could also work. Living like a fucking degenerate.
And on that, absolutely disgusting news, I'll bid all of you farewell.
Yeah.
See y'all on Friday.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
So I'm gonna be like roach maxing really hard.
Gross.